Welcome to the stream. So, this session we're going to be continuing the Fallguys space. Yeah, basically that's it. So we got the Fallguys in inspired space. So we got some things from last week, which is like rotating obstacles. I did have a quick look at the what would you call it? The thing that pushes people away, the pusher people are, and I don't think that's actually possible because physics is a bit of a tricky thing in Mona at the moment. Although I haven't played with physics with Unity beforehand, so that might be out of even in out of my scale at the moment. That said, the Seesaws are good and a few other things which I'm happy with, and we'll just continue with building a few more obstacles on the way. We also might look into some light mapping and see if we can sort of improve the lighting of the environment and other things like that. So, let's jump in. Alright, so, basically I've did spend a little bit of time to make this thing. So the theory on this one is kind of like a door. One of the earlier levels, I don't know if they still have it, but you have like 3 doors to choose from, or 5 doors to choose from, and you have to run through some. Some of them are not doors, so you just get locked and you have to run around, and some of them break. So I have the door and the broken, and basically it is animated, so it just does that. So basically I'm going to put a reactor in front of the door, and then it'll switch it to this asset here. So we have that. Now, I'm trying to figure out if I want to sort of separate all of them or put them into one. So I might actually export both and figure out in Unity. So at the moment I've got sort of them as separate. And I'll make a new one as well. Door combined. So export that. But apart from that, everything's the same as it was last week. And here we go. So I've had a look in the week. I've had a look at sort of this device. I tried playing around with it. I did notice that I didn't. Where is it? Up here. So what I didn't do, which did make a big difference, was, where is it? This one. Nope. So the PPV, for example, if you're playing with gravity, which I was, so I was sort of setting out to 100, you actually have to do override gravity at the top. That said, the collision with the curve didn't really sort of force it around because of the physics element. So basically, I don't think this works. What I did with this, though, is sort of create a collider effect. So if we go on this one, so it sort of projects that out, and the collider sort of moves you forward more than that, and then returns, and then goes back in. So I've tried that. Because of how we do platforms, there is an element where if you're too close to the platform, it thinks you are on it, and therefore you sort of get dragged around a little bit. So unfortunately, I think this game object is a bit of a bust, unfortunately. So we'll have to figure out something else to put there. I might just put some of the drawbridges, so I could probably do that pretty easily. But let's have a quick review of all of the assets in the space. So we got that. So we got that. So we can sort of get through here a little bit. But then if anything goes, so if I just stay here, it sort of works. But then you get that sort of pullback, so it's a bit of an interesting one. So maybe there is a way to do it. But it's an interesting one. So for, let's say, stability purposes, I'm probably going to drop that idea. These are the Seesaws, which only really work with more than one person. That said, we can sort of go on each side. And then there's this one, and I force a speed using a PPV, so you don't sort of jump. You can only jump so far as well. And depends on where you go. I'm great at this. Did I go right? Yep, cool. So with the PPV, I've actually made it so you can't jump. You can't jump more than one square, which is great. Dang it. I don't even know my own puzzles. Is it this way? Yeah. Yeah. Etc. etc. That's the end of the raid so far. So basically, that's where we're at. Oh, this is interesting because they stack every time you go in. So that's kind of interesting too. Okay, cool. I don't mind that, to be honest. The thing is also, you could do it when maybe when everyone exits, it resets. So there's ways around those sort of things as well. So, for example, that is problematic. So it's interesting. So we'll see where I go. But let's get into some new assets, shall we? So for this one, not a fan of it, so I'm going to get rid of them. And let's create sort of like the run-through idea. So let's create that. So this is called the flipper section. I'm going to call this into the door section. And get some doors involved. So let's have a look. So I'm going to try combine, because then I can hide and show the different assets quite easily. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to rotate that. Now I forget which way it animates. I have a feeling it's that way. So we sort of want the 3. Like so. And maybe actually we want sort of 3 of these as a width. So let's move those across and then grab all of these and move them across like that. The question is, do we have 4 doors or do we have 3? Let's go with 3. I think that'll be better. And I can actually just put them right in the middle of each one. So that works. We also kind of need some... Oops, let's not do that. Some assets to sort of hide between or block the assets there. So let's do that just quickly. Now, of course, you can use scale, but sometimes I'll use this one, which allows you to sort of scale objects kind of like a rectangle, because that's exactly what we're doing. And that will take the asset in any direction and make it a rectangle. So you can sort of move things around quite easily with that approach. So it's quite good on certain assets, depending on what you do. So like that. Duplicate that one. Once again, we can just grade that up like so. Now the thing is with with these sort of spaces, you actually have a problem where the track or the obstacle course will basically be the same every single time. So if I make one of these you can't get through and the other two will break, then every time we play it, it will always be the same one. So I have an idea where somewhere, I don't know where, but somewhere on the course, I will create a reactor that will flip these around a bit. And depending on the thing that people run through, that will sort of randomize which door is set and which door is not. So that's my theory. So we're going to give that a shot and see how that goes. And that way, if no one, and that's the thing, on a stream, everyone will kind of know where the pieces are, but like later, of course, I would move them somewhere else. And that would sort of add some sort of random elements. And the thing is, with 3 doors, I'll be able to... like the randomization won't be too hard, if that makes sense. So there's only so many random versions, and basically like I'll have... So at the front, I'll have sort of 2 doors that you can break through, but at the back, I'll have sort of 1, and being able to randomize those through reactor will be pretty easy. So I think that'll be pretty good. So we've got that. Now, I am not going to duplicate these. I'll duplicate the cubes, I think, because those are pretty easy. Just put them on the middle there. Put them on the middle there. But these, however, I'm going to make 1. And then use that as a prefab, and then unprefab the one that I loop, and then figure out how that works in a bit. So we'll give that a shot. Okay, so let's have a look at creating some animation for this asset. Right, so let's do that. So once again, we need our animation and animator. So first we're going to set up all the animations for our reactor to interact with. So we need an idle. So add your art, animations. Let's just call the breaker the door breaker. Door break. Idle. Save. So in that case, we're going to hide all of these. So that's all off. And we're going to make sure that that one is on. So that's what we want. And then we need a new clip. Now, what we didn't do, so I'm going to leave that as is. I'm going to go back a bit and look at our door combined, our model, and look at animation. So we have all of these little assets, and we've got sort of, and it sort of shows you start and end. So if you play it, we've got that. So not, why is that? So I'm actually going to delete all of these and see how that goes. Ah, because they're different assets and each one has its own animation, perhaps. Huh. Okay, interesting. That one. That one. That one, right. But there seems to be like way too many. So why? Interesting. The other option is I could actually animate this in Unity. So there's that as well. But to be honest, I wouldn't mind sort of figuring this out because it's an interesting one. That said, I don't really want to do this on stream because it would probably take a little bit of time. So, just trying to think how I can... delete this on the asset. Give me a moment. Remove that. Now the other option here is we actually have animation, and that looks like it's broken up as well. Now I'm hoping, let's try this. Yeah. So each asset gets its own animation when you import it into Unity, which is definitely not what we want. So I might actually, in this case, create this animation in Unity. Yeah, that's what I want. So if we just go this, not that. And see if this can clean it up somehow. But once again, I don't think... Well, we'll see. I want to keep those ones. All right. So sure. So looking at the combine object, it's all there again. Why? Oh, because it did broken. Gotcha. So as you can see here, like this is an example of what gets imported when you've got animations on your assets. So we actually have 11 animations, and you can sort of see them here when you import it from a Blender or other assets. Now, depending on how you export it, and there's all those elements, so different, like if you use Maya, if you use Max, if you use Blender, it all does different approaches to it. I don't want that. I actually just want all of it in one animation. So I'm actually going to delete those. If I can. Nope, can't delete them here. But I can delete them in here. Right. So, I'm going to do everything in Unity, in that case. So I've exported that one. And then I'm going to not animate those. Didn't mean to delete them though. There we go. And then export that as an asset. Just as separate, so broken. Okay. So in this case, I want to create a new asset. So we can put it all under one animation type. So door section, create empty, door. Get rid of that one. So we want our door breakable, and we want our door broken. And then we're going to animate this so we have access to both of those. So we've got our asset there. We've both those. Okay. So, once again, to do this, we're going to do create. Door break idle. Yes. And then hit record, and then we can just show this one and hide this one. Cool. And then create new clip. Door break, break. Record. We want to hide this one and show this one. So that will, to start, basically show this instead of the other one. So if we go to idle and then move it, you'll see that it's solid. And then what we can do is basically animate our asset here. Once again, the animator, yep, is on here. Anything under this, depending, like however many children you want, will be animatable. So let's get to that. So select all of those. Control to snap. Once again, make sure record is on. Snap, snap. Which is what we want. And then, I don't know, about 1 second. Sort of go down. It has to be up on the floor, like there. And then we kind of just want to move the pieces about a bit. So like over there. There. Now, of course, your animation will be better. Right, and then let's just rotate them a little bit, I guess. Just to get a little bit of interest in there. Now, of course, the pivots, you could make it slightly different, so it's a bit easier to rotate each one. Or you could just do this and it will like do that as well. So there's a few different approaches to how you animate the asset. The result is the same, but then you have that. And then you can play to see how fast it is. That seems a bit slow. So once again, the button at the top will move all of them. So let's go that down to like 0.2. Right. So that's what we want to do. Now the thing is, we want break, because we want it to just land. We want to turn off loop time. So idle can loop or not, doesn't really matter. But break, we want that to finish when we get to the bottom. So we have that. Now if we go to our door, we have our idle and our door break. So once again, going to animator, which is on this asset here, and then go to animator, which will show this, and it will show all of the animations that we have in here, which is what we want. So at some point, we want the door to break, and then at some point, we'll want to reset this at somehow. So we'll worry about that later. The next thing we need is to figure out, like, we want reactor to tell this parameter to trigger this. So we need a parameter. So let's make this a Boolean, I think. Break. So at any point in time, so turn this off. At any point in time, we want, when break is true, go to break. And for reset, when break is false. So that's the animator basically set up. So when do that. Now notice how it sort of kicks in with that. So I'm actually going to make this a much shorter animation. sort of at the start, actually. So this is the right one. Yep. See the 0 under there, just to make that there. And we want this transition to be very fast. There we go. So idle, 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 transition to that. So this sometimes needs a bit of work in regards to depending on the transition of one animation to another. So how smooth is it? How fast? I want this to be very quick. So as soon as I touch it, I want it to fall. So we have that. In this case, it doesn't really matter. But let's shorten this again at the end of the break. So we got that sort of end of, which is there, and then go back up to look cool, I guess you could say. So we have that. Okay. Now the next thing we need to do on our wall is create a reactor to trigger that. So let's create reactor break. And on this asset, and this might be in a Unity glitch where the thing is a bit messy lately for some reason. Not too sure. But let's give this a shot. Reactor. Good. Let's add a box collider. There. Okay. That's 2D. No, wrong one. So we want box collider. That's what we want. So let's sort of put this as big as the door. So that goes up and up. Now we want this before the door. And we also kind of want it really close, because we don't want it to break too soon. So let's say put that there. I think that might be good. So when I enter that collider, break wall, this is purely for this title, no other reason. We want to set this animator object parameter, which was break with a capital B there, which is a boolean to true. So when I enter this collider, set that animator's thing to true, which will trigger this, which will break the asset. Which is great. And that's it. So we want to make it so once a winner, we want to create an event later or somewhere else that has the asset to reset everything. So we're going to do that later. That's a later problem. Future map problem. So for now, this one's good. Now note how the green is what the parameter is, but the pink is representative, but it's actually incorrect. So the green one, if you have it selected on the box collider, that is the correct one, not the pink one. Unity's UIs are interesting. I'll say that. Okay. So that's a test. So we're going to put this in the middle and see if it actually works how we expect, and then we can prefab it if it does. So F to zoom in. Move it down a little bit. Move it back a little bit. And there we go. So that should be good. Let's give that a shot. So let's do a double check just in case. So when I enter this reactor, break the wall, set the door, break boolean to true, which will break true, go to the animation, which should be there. Okay. I think that's good. Let's give it a shot. We need this. Drag that in. Yeah. Okay, so we have our door. We could go through here. But as soon as I touch it, there we go. Excellent. That's exactly what we want. Now, of course, you could put audio, like a crack in there and all that sort of stuff. So there's a lot of things you could do to make that really cool. I'm not sure if I actually want these to have colliders on them. I think I might actually, because that's pretty easy for one. So let's do that just quickly. Now for that, what do we have to do? We have to go to the asset. We have to go to door broken. And each of these will have a mesh collider. Now each one's mesh is quite small, so this shouldn't be too much of a problem. And you can actually do, pardon me, you can actually do it with all of them at once, so that's okay. Also, door breakable doesn't have one. We don't need one because as soon as you touch it, but if we this one can be a box collider, which is better. That's good. So once it collides, I'm hoping that will hide, so that won't apply anymore, and then that will be good. So once again, I'm going to test this just to make sure that it works before once again making a prefab and then doing that thing. So let's give that a shot. Once again, if you have any questions in the chat, feel free to ask. Either in the comment section, if you're watching this later, or, you know, now. Excellent. Perfect. That's cool. Alright. So we have our breakable door. Now, the next thing we want to do is actually put this everywhere. Now, note, this is the prefab, so once I edit this one, all of them will be updated, and then we can just duplicate that, you know, everywhere. Okay, so we have our doors. Now, the next thing we want to do is how do we randomize this? Like, how do we make it so it's not the same 3 every single time? So for that, let's create a different asset. So I'm going to do door section, create empty, randomizer. Now we need to kind of like move these around, so these need to be children of this. So, move them out. I'm getting serious now. So basically, what we want to do is we want to move these doors around. But first, let's say we need some of these to be not prefabs. Unpack. Because these are just going to be doors, like fixed doors. So we're gonna get rid of these and get rid of these. Yep. We're also going to get rid of this animator because we don't need it. Generally, I recommend if you're not using it or something doesn't use it, delete it. That will add to the file size or complications, so it's a good thing not to have that. Okay, so we have our 3 doors. I'm going to put them up the top. No, I'll leave it there. Okay. So we have our arrangement. So now we can look at our randomizer and create a new animation for switching these around a bit. So let's go create. Door randomizer. Now we got like different sets, right? So it's randomizer 1. So that'll be that. So once again, I'm going to grab, well, not once again, because we haven't done this yet. I'm going to grab all these, and I'm going to move them one that way. No, with that on. One that way, and one that way. Why isn't that working? Interesting. Okay, I'll just do it manually then, I guess. So, once I'll make sure... What? Okay. Randomizer, alright. Randomizer 1, yeah. Record, yeah. Door. Snap, snap. Door 1. Snap, snap. Ah. Interesting. Ah, okay. So I think what's happening here is because these have animations on them, it gets a bit complicated. So you got an animator on an animator, and I have had issues with these before, and I forgot that's a thing. But let's... Let's try it and see. Yeah, it doesn't like that at all. Okay. So that doesn't work. So that's annoying. So how would I do it? Maybe you could... Yeah, I'm not too sure. That complicates things. Okay, so I'm not going to do that because, yeah, nested animators get complicated, and I actually haven't figured out how to undo that yet. So, I'm going to do some research on that to see if I can figure that out. Once again, that's a troubleshooting thing that will take too long, so I'm not going to do that on stream. Nested animator bug. Well, not a bug, I'm sure that's how it's done. So that's fine. So, what we're going to do, and all the people in the chat will be the only people who know. So I'm going to put this one, this one over here. Oh, I'm going to be annoying. Yeah. This one over here. And the last one is going to have 2 doors, actually. So that's there. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So, let's save that and give that a shot. Playground. Where did they go? Wow. What? Interesting. So usually when you copy a reactor, it will usually only react on the asset. So I'm actually going to get rid of these ones and try this again. So put this down the bottom. Randomizer, there isn't one. Yep, okay. I'm actually going to delete the randomizer completely just so it just doesn't do that. Just to make sure that that is completely out of the loop. Alright, hopefully that works. So let's have a quick check. So, our reactor, door 2, yep. Our reactor, door 4. So, kinda checks out. Where did they go? Note that I've got another warp zone here, so when I fall off the edge, I just go to the front of this bit rather than at the start. So, there's that at least. Interesting. Okay. Let's try this then. Let's see if this works. I forget if I've been deleting the... Like, once again, I don't know if it's save or delete. That's not there. So let's get rid of that. And try again. Disappeared again. Okay. So I'm wondering and thinking, probably accurately, maybe, that what's happening is animation is always based on the parent. And because the parent doesn't exist, except for this one, I guess, so that, for example, is like 0, 0. So if I set that to 0 and that to 0, so that's position, position, position. So that should be right. Randomizer, I'm going to get rid of that one because I don't think that's helping things. So let's get rid of that. No overrides. So let's try. Let's try just to get the basics working again. Okay. Now the way to test this actually is if I play that, it will go over there. So that's what's happening. And it's animated here by the looks of it. So if I go to break, so what's happening is the animation is based on the parent, and the parent is not playing so nice, I guess you could say. So how, if I recall, so I'm just trying to think. So rotation is always based on the parent, right? So if you have like a couple of parents, you can actually use that to help you control where things are in your assets, for example. So in this case, for example, why do I keep saying that? These animations are so breakable and broken, but also the position. So I could probably get rid of that one. So let's get rid of that. And just make sure that the break animation also doesn't have the door itself, which seems to be better. Okay, so that might have been the problem there. So if we go to where that is now, we should theoretically be able to move this wherever we want, and it shouldn't do what it's been doing. So let's make sure that's the case. So as you can see, this parent has game object of 12 and like 0.4 where that is, but this one is still 0, 0, 0. So that position here is based on where it is in the parent. So you can actually use that for ultimate control of your rotations and things like that. So that's actually quite useful, and I'm hoping that this will be the case. So if I go to the animator, just do this. Yep. Go to the break. That will be good. And that's another way you can test your animations, if it's working, or why things are disappearing in, not disappearing, moving in your space, because the animation is based on movement. So I had a movement in there, and that's why that was happening. Hopefully. So the door is there again, so that's good. And it breaks, and it works. So theoretically, that's going to work. So we're going to grab this one, and we're just going to duplicate that. Alright, I'm going to save and play. See what happens. Okay, look, so they're there. So this is one of the moving things, is it'll work until it doesn't. Eventually you fall. So it's kind of an interesting one. Okay, so if we go here, nothing happens. If we go here, it breaks. If we go here, it breaks. Breaks, breaks. Nope. Nope. Yes. So, we have a cool little walkthrough there. So that's our next phase done. Alright. I have to memorize this at some point. Okay. Okay, so that one's done. So we have our doors. We have our seesaws. We have our hidden field. Let's get some quick animated drawbridges in. That'll be pretty easy. So with this. Now, with this one, I made these kind of small. I probably shouldn't have. But they'll do. That's fine. So let's scale these up a bit. I think, if I recall, yeah. So it was the right size. So what I could do, if I wanted to, is just scale that way. But the problem is, this would be stretched. So if I do that, then that's going to be stretched. So let's do 1.5. Which is cool. And we sort of want that. Now, if I recall, I put the pivot where it should be, so that's excellent. And we want to sort of put it on the end there. So let's sort of do 2. So we need a new section. So this called Drawbridge. And then grab this and put it there. All right, so once again, let's animate this on its own, and then we can copy it all we want. So this is just going to be a pure animation. This does need a box collider. Just make sure it's the right height, which it is not. Because it's going there. So I'm going to manually move that down and move that up. That's good to go. So yeah, in this case, we just need the one. So let's go Drawbridge animation. Close. This is all about rotation, so we can just go snap, snap. So that's there. Let's go, I don't know, 3 seconds. Wait for like 1 second, I guess. So Control C, Control V, and then what was that, 3 seconds? So that would be 7 seconds there. Now, just to be sure, make it the same. So I've got that. So if we play it, this one, yes, I remember that problem. So if you notice that, this is a Unity thing. It's really quite annoying. I have figured it out before, but I forget how I figured it. So as you notice, the rotation there is working on 2 things, and I don't want it to. So I'm going to stop that. So even though like it's 0 at the end. So it's a bit of a weird one. Now I'm going to try one thing on that. Put that as a child. Get rid of these animations and do this one. I don't think it works though. So that's there. So we actually need this to be there, about, and then bring this back. Just as a quick test, let's find out. So I can just override the last one because that didn't work great. Yep. Let's do a quick test up here. So in this case, we've got the bridge here, and we've got the parent object, which is just a simple thing. So that one sort of works. So that's one of the ways around that problem, where this object is just doing weird things, basically. So I'm not sure why that one has an animator though, so I'm going to remove that. This one has an animator now. So yeah, that works. So that's one way around the rotation problem of Unity. So that's cool. And now, hoping to just duplicate that, and that'll work. And once again, grab that, duplicate that. Now I'm not sure this is going to work, so this will be interesting. So I'm just going to rotate those and see how they go with that. Yeah, so the rotation there is the same. So I could, yeah, I could do a parent of those, if that makes sense. So let's try this once again as an example of what it's doing. So these two rotations are going to be the same, but the parent of this object is going to be different. Maybe. I'm going to grab those two again, duplicate, put them in there, and then rotate. Once again, make sure it's in the right area. We'll clean that up in a second though. But if we rotate the parent object and then grab the child object and scale it up, it'll work the right way. So yeah, rotation is a bit finicky, I guess you could say. In Unity, that said, there are ways around it. So I could manually rotate these, for example, if I wanted to, but this is a bit quicker and gets the job done. So whatever works. So that's up there, for example. So I'm going to move that maybe to there, and then move them down a little bit again. So I got that. And then once again, look at that. Once again, so we got that and that and that and that and that, and these are all based on this location. So I'm going to do Drawbridges, and then if I duplicate this object, everything will be correct to that one, which of course is up here. So that one I'm just going to keep as is, I think. So if I click on this object and animate it, it'll be from there, because the parent, its location to its parent is the same as this one, but the parent itself is a different location. So we can create our drawbridge section now, and then put these drawbridges in it, like so. All right. Next up, let's put all of this stuff. Well, let's grab that, put that up a bit to like there, and then let's grab our 3. Just to reconnect all of this, and let's get some of these going, I think. So next section, which will be fans. Let's do some PPV stuff. Fan section. Now we want those 3. Move them in the fan section because this is the beginning. Okay, so let's move them away. We can move them up here. So what we're going to do is basically have like a bunch of fans that are quite sparse apart, and you have to sort of like jump or move around these as needed. So I think the 4 fan is better, so I'm going to move that over there. And let's do that. So let's once again look at the parent here. So move this one into the fan section. Make a parent object, fan parent, just in case we have any weird rotation stuff. And let's get some animation on this one. So we just want this to look like it's spinning. So we can do that very easily. Fan. 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 Spin. Spin. That'll do. I also want to do sort of like dodging things, but once again, because physics isn't so great in Mono, or maybe we'll add it to be better, but physics does cost a lot of thinking, so like your processor takes a fair bit of work. So that's a bit of a tricky one. So let's make this bigger. So let's go 4. Bit big. 2. Yeah, that'll do. It's actually too big. Actually, no. I think the original one, because these are just going to spin, and you have to go like around it. Sort of. That's what that is. So once again, where was the animator on this one? So we just want this to spin. That's all we want it to do. So rotation, snap, snap with left control. And we sort of want it to go pretty quick. So let's in 1 second do 360. Like so. We also need to select all of these and go auto, I believe. So let's go that. There we go. That's basically it for that one. So that's gonna do what that does. Now we also need a PPV. So we're gonna create an empty PPV thruster. So let's look at creating that. So we need player, properties volume. We want to override the gravity, and we want it to sort of throw someone up. And for that, in the past, I've checked it anyway. It has to be above 100. If it's less than 100, you can land on it, and as soon as you jump, then you'll get thrown up. But at 100, you will get thrown. So 2 things: override gravity is on. Set that to 100, and then we need a box collider to say where that happens. Now that's over there. Because this object is at 0, 0, 0. So let's get it over there. Like so. Put it above. And up just a little bit. So as soon as you jump onto that, you get thrown up 100. And that's basically it for that particular asset. So we should be able to prefab that one. Now we need some jumping distances. So let's go maybe there to start. And I don't know how far we can jump, so we can figure that out when we figure it out. So let's go over here. Maybe that's good. Maybe over here. Let's go there, maybe. Further. Give that a shot. I guess we'll find out. And once again, if you miss, we want to make sure that people are respawned. So we're going to grab these. Let's duplicate those, put them in the drawbridge section. is we want them to sort of spawn a little bit further back. So about there. Yep, that looks about right. As does that. Let's drag them out a little bit longer, just in case. No, let's make it actually that section. So under that. Yeah, no, that's actually pretty good. And then halfway we can move forward again. So let's grab these and put them in the fan section. Move them up about there. I'll probably need to make these wide because they could fly anywhere if they wanted to. So we'll have that. But I do want the OC. Those are on the spots as we see fit. So that's good. Let's try something. No. And put that on. And then we can move these up to about there, I think. Let's move these out about there. Oh, hey, African. How's it going? Sorry I didn't see you there. I have no idea what time it was. Welcome to the stream. I get a bit involved. Okay. So if you fall down, you'll respawn at this section, which is what we want. Okay. So, we're getting there. Let's give that a shot. $17. What time is that? 12:05. Okay, so 5 minutes ago. Not too long ago, I guess. Welcome to the stream. What are you up to? How goes you? Which ones were they? Not that one. Ah, cool. This one? Yeah. Nope. Yep, cool. Oh, man. Okay, this one. I'm not very good at my own game. This is horrible. Yep, yep. Nope. There we go. Found it. Okay, done. I might sort of move them up at different rates. I think up and down at the same time is a bit weird. Okay. Ah. So, one thing with PPVs is making sure, I always forget this one, is trigger is turned to on. So let's do that. This one here. So that on PPVs and warp volumes, this has to be on. With reactors, it doesn't. We might be able to clean that up later, but... And once again, because I edited that, these other prefabs have not been edited. So if you look at this one, that is not on. But if I go to this one, if I go to this one, it's not on. So if I turn that on and then go to the parent or the actual prefab, go to overrides and go apply all of the prefabs will have that change, which is here. So that's quite useful. Now, another note, if I turn that off and I go back to the parent, I can actually click on this and go revert or apply to this one thing. So if I had like 10 different things and I wanted some things to be unique and some things to be on all of them, I can actually define which of these things is applied to the prefab. So that's really useful for prefab control, I guess you could say. So now if I go to this one, once again, so that's off. So I'm going to turn that on. Apply to all. So this one, it is now on. This one, it is now on. So prefabs are super useful if you've got a bunch of assets that are going to do the same thing. So use them. They are great. So just make sure, once again, that's on. That's on. Good. Okay. We should probably have something to land on at the other side. So let's get that in there as well. With this one. Yeah. So duplicate those. Maybe there. Cool. Alrighty. Save that. Build that. Test that. Alright, now I've got to remember that pattern on that tile run. This one, yep, cool. This one, nope. This one, yep. This one, nope. This one. Okay. Was this. Nope. Nope. Okay. I think I have to speed this up a little bit, maybe. Okay, so hopefully this works. There we go. Okay. Ah. Okay. How do we do this? Let's try first person. V. Whoa. It's gonna be easier or harder? That's gone back. So harder. Let's try that again. Why? Interesting. The thing is also, like, maybe my speed is so fast that I sort of bunch through the asset really quickly. So I'm thinking that might be the case on that one. So let's zoom into this one, go sideways, because that's quite small. So if you're going quite fast, and at that sort of height, you probably would be. So there's two approaches, because I don't want it to be too low. So let's grab this. Edit. So let's go twice as high. A little bit lower. Yeah, we'll give that a shot. Now, once again, you can't see them, but if I go to the parent, go overrides, apply all, there we go. So fingers crossed that works. Let's give that a shot. I think I need to make that bigger, maybe, and more varied. Like, you can run through it very easily because it's all one line. So I think I have to clean that up at some point. It's pretty easy to do. Okay, I'm going to remember this again. when you can't succeed at your own game. Yeah, that's close. Is it the next one? There we go. That's interesting. Yeah. I have to talk to Alv about how to get around that, because, like, when we animate anything, if it's always going to be a platform, that does limit things when you don't want them to be. So, I'll have to talk to him about that. Go, 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 go. Oh, close. Ah, okay. That's very high. Oh, we can go to this one, I think. Yeah, I wonder if it's the speed thing. That's going to be problematic. Because the thing is also, you don't want it to jump too high. Oh, there we go. Yay, you can do it. It is possible. Okay. Right. So there's a balance between sort of... If like, it will push 100 until you get out of that space. So you don't want it too high, because then you'll just get too high. But you also don't want it too low, because if you fall into the fan, you, like... it'll be a bit weird. That said, usually I'm assuming the fan will be, like, when you kick into it, I think a bit lower is fine. So I'm going to try that, I think. So a little bit lower. So if you sort of get there, it'll still throw you up. And maybe a little bit higher. We'll give that a shot. So once again, to the parent, overrides, apply all, done. Okay, now we want these to run at sort of a different animation, which is this one. So I could... Okay, so I'm going to remove this animator. And where is it? This one. This animator. So let's grab these two, hide the ones that I'm not going to use. Yeah, that's it. So these two do not have animators anymore, so I can create a new one. So what was this one? Drawbridge animation 2. Once again, animate that at the center. I forget what it was. How long did we do it? So let's slow these ones down, I think. So I think it was 3. So I'm going to do these at 5 and see how these feel, I think. But that's the thing. So we want that to be the same before we sort of kick it in. So 5 to 10 up. Position we actually want to remove. Nope, not both. Just that one. So the rotation is done. Cool. Rotation is up. Don't want that to be too long, but maybe a little bit longer. Hey Steve, how's it going? I caught you this time, I saw you. I think I missed African. Now I feel really bad. How's it going? And another 5. Is 9. And once again, let's grab that one. Zoop, zoop. Wizardry. Like actual magicians, because that'd be cool. Wizardry is a big category. There's like Lord of the Rings, Critical Role. Like there's, what is that? Is that what I'm doing? You saying I'm magic? I'll take that. All right. Ah, I appreciate it. Sounds very cool. All right. So I'm going to duplicate that one and then spin that around in... Where was it? Oh, no. Let's undo that. Oh, okay. No. Okay, so I animated the... Okay, the move around. Okay, gotcha. Got it. So, if I duplicate that, then we move that down here... And then we get rid of this one. And then we can move this there. Theoretically, that will work. Excellent. So these will all be slightly different speeds. So I need these two to copy. Let's probably these two, I think. So let's go with those two. Grab them, get the parent, duplicate. Okay, fingers crossed on that one. What else did I want to do? Oh, I wanted to get this PPV. So it's in the tile section. So get the PPV of the tile section and move that a little closer to the actual PPV, because you want to run as soon as you get out of it. So I've got that. That's good. What else did I want to do? I think that's it. I kind of want to make them... Ah, that's what I want to do. So let's clean these up a bit. So F. Cylinder, all of the obstacles. So let's grab some of them. What's the best way to do this? Just a little bit more random. I think would be good, maybe. Could also add more slots, could do lots of things, but yeah, we'll just move them around a bit. So we'll do one boring one more interesting one. See how that feels. And what have you been doing, Steve? You've been working on the Interact event? Yeah, much more interesting. Ah. There we go. I hate this thing. I made it and I hate it. Ah, I forgot to... Okay, hang on, I'm gonna remember that one. Tile speed slightly faster. Okay. Oh. Oh, is he? Nope. Am I learning it? Nearly. Okay. That's very slow. Oops. Let's go this one. No! Really? Ah! No! There we go. Ah! Ah! So it actually throws you higher every single time. So that's interesting. Alright. That's fine. Okay, cool. All good except for the tile run. So I'm going to make that a little bit faster. Just a little bit. Where's that? Up here. Nope. Here. Where is that? Here and here. That's the thing. I was playing it the other day, like getting some inspiration, and I found that a lot of the levels double up a lot. Like you play the same levels a lot, and there was a lot of things I wanted to see, like what are the new stuff. But I kept playing, what is it, Whirligig and stuff, and it's just like, yeah. I think the jump height's good, because you can't jump too much. So what? Maybe 1.8. Well, let's do a sprint speed of 2. Yeah, we'll give that a shot. So is it 1.8 and 2? Walk speed is -1. That can't be good. 1.8 and 2. Yeah, they're better now. Okay, so that's done. Next, asset. So that's tricky. So let's. So the problem with these ones is, like, it's kind of physics based, but it's also kind of not. So I'm not sure if these are going to be a great thing, but how big is big? Yeah, 2.5? Nope, 2.5. Yeah, no, I think that's good. Once again, 4, 2.5. Cool. New section. Create empty. What is this? Disk section, I guess. That works. But the thing is, like, Fall Guys is cool when it's cool. Like, it's frustrating, but it's good when you win, but it's frustrating if you don't. So it's like, how do you make it all fun? And, like, yeah, like, a lot of people are competitive. I'm not. So I don't know if Fall Guys is really designed for me. Yeah, maybe that one should be bigger. Yeah, I think that's good. Do we want fans in the middle? No, I'll put them down here for a moment. Okay, so let's do, well, fun. Let's get them into the right section. And these are just going to spin, so we can do that pretty easily. I wish we had, like, proper physics, because physics, like, a lot of the fun games, like, the volleyball one I thought was pretty cool, but we don't really have that kind of physics, unfortunately. We might eventually, I'm not too sure. But the problem with physics, one, it's a bit harder on the processor, and two, much harder to network. So, yeah, that's an uphill battle. But we'll see. Who knows? Disk animation. This one can be the 3-blade, I think it is. Yeah, cool. Snap, snap. How big? Pretty fast-ish. Although if I recall, in Fallguys, this is pretty slow. So we want 350 degrees, 660 degrees, and we want auto. Too fast. We don't need to get all of them because it's just the 2 keys. So let's halve the speed and see how that looks. Nope, slower. I think it does it slower when people like try and run across that, which is kind of what we want to do. So I'm going to go to 10. Nope, still too fast. 20. Now we're talking. And with these ones, we actually want... I don't want to animate this. I want to add a mesh collider. I'm not the biggest fan of that being a mesh collider, but it's not too bad. Put that up there a little bit, just to make sure the animator is at the bottom. Doesn't need to. Ah. No, that's fine. Cool. Alright, so that's that. And let's do the same with this one. Disk animation 4. Snap, snap. And that was 10, so this could be more. No, the last one was 20, so let's do 25. Just to really annoy them. Once again, auto. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Yep, cool. That's good. And we also need to turn that off and the mesh collider. Done. Right, now that that's done, I can duplicate all of these. So I'm going to actually duplicate, I'm going to prefab, sorry, both of these. Original prefab, thank you. Original prefab, thank you. And then duplicate these. Just there, I guess. There? There? Sure. Can't see any problems at all. Let's get some of these. Put them there. Alright, how are we going for time? Let's get a finish, because this is getting longish. Now, how do I want to do a finish? So, we kind of want whoever makes the finish line. So let's say this is the finish line. Whoever crosses it first maybe gets teleported to the first place. Yeah, it's tricky. Because how do you... maybe we have a top 5. And whoever gets it first gets put into the first spot. But the thing is, if we don't have 5 runners, then that might be a bit weird. So we could do it so that... the first person gets teleported to the first space, and then beyond that point they can't run back, but they can run forward, and then that resets the level. But the problem with that is you might have people or trolls just resetting everything. So it's kind of a tricky one where you don't limit it, but you have to. If you limit it and you don't get the numbers, then certain things don't happen. If you do limit it, yeah, so it's an interesting thing. So I'll have to think of that one. But say, for example, I have, like, if I did a reactor that used warp volumes to teleport someone to the first place, I think that would be kind of interesting. So let's just do that as an example, I think. And for that, we need an empty. So, finish. Let's grab that. We should check that, but anyway. Put that up here. Zoom back in. Get some boxes. Okay. Okay. So we want to make this really tall. So it's like a cool view for whoever's first. 1, 2. Yep, 2's good. Second place. And duplicate again. Using control to snap to third place. Now, of course, I could make these much prettier, but for now, we're just getting the sort of block out. So 1, 2. All right. So we want to make it so that let's create an empty, which is a warp volume first. We want a warp volume second, and we want a warp volume third. Actually, let's change that. Let's do warp target first, warp target second, and warp target third. So those are probably at 0, 0, 0. So let's zoom out there. Grab that one. Oh no, that's fine. That's good. Now we don't have any good visuals for warp volume, or warp target. Sorry. So I think maybe we can help or improve that a little bit. So first place is up there. Second place is down there. Now making sure that you got pivot and local on there. And then we got third down here. We also want to make sure that the blue line is facing forward. So as you can see, it's facing that way. We want it to face that way, because that is the direction that if we turn the local rotation on the warp volume, it will face that direction. So the camera won't. Maybe we'll be able to fix that in the future, but for now, those are the 3 spawn points. That's cool. Actually, what we could do it, so, like, once again, if you don't have more than 3 players, this won't be great. Yeah, let's just get a temp in and then see how we go. So create empty, warp volume first. Cool. Top. Put that in there. Now we actually want 3 warps, because we're going to animate them. So the first warp, let's get that in there. Mono warp. Box collider. Like so. And basically we want to do that. Nope. There. So let's move that onto the line. And then move this there. So as soon as you touch this line, you get warped to first place. Congratulations, well done. And we want to use the rotation. So first place will go up there. Now we're going to duplicate that 2 times. So we warp to second place. And then duplicate that again. Third place. And third place warp target. There we go. Now basically hoping, basically we want to hide these with reactors, so we need to animate this to control it. So let's do that. Finish warps. Cool. So turn that on. I'll turn all 3 off and then turn first one on. Cool. Yep. Can I rename that? I need to rename that. Let's see if we can just rename it here. Finish warps first. Excellent. So that updates. So if you update it here, that will update there, which is great. Active is true. Select the animation so we can control those and add a new one. Finish warps second. Record. Off. Second on. Right. And last one. Third. So in my Fallguys, there's only 3 winners. Put that on. Okay. Now if we have our animator, go to the warp once again, finish warps. So that doesn't name it, so that's interesting. But we've got that. So we want to hide these with... we actually want another one. So we want one where there's no more. So we need a 0. All off. So 1, 2, 3, 0. Cool. Animator. So that goes there, that goes over there. All right. So let's put these over here. And so there's a state to go there. Actually, basically depending on any situation, we actually want any situation to go. So as soon as we reset the level, everything should be able to finish the warp. So let's do that actually. So that's quite small. Like, all right. So parameters, we need maybe an integer. So every time you run into it, usually I will put always a capital just so I remember that. So anyone at any time can trigger finish equals to 1. No. Yes. So that will actually be 2, and this will start at 1. So 1 will always be ready when you started, and then you go to 2, and then you go to 3 equals to 3. equals to 2. We also probably want to make this very, very short. So for that, we can just go here, 0.00 to 0.1, 0.01. What we want there, 0.01. Nope, this one. Turn that off. And finish equals 0. Let's go 4. Yeah, okay. So sort of like it just makes more sense. So logically, you'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 will have no more things. And then anyone can set it back to 1. So I have to remember that when I get back to that. So that's cool. Alright, so if I run into that, I'll get sent to this. And the last thing we want to do is add one more sort of warp to reset anything. So that's a reactor, actually. Okay. So let's create one more warp. Create empty. Reset. Ooh, how do we... Oh. So, okay. So a lot of this is based on goodwill, basically. So first place, second place, and third place are the people who can reset the game. Any of them can. So my theory is as soon as any of them jump off, it resets everything. So I would have a reactor that sets all of the triggers back to wherever they need to be, if need be. And it also basically spawns a huge warp volume in the whole level that puts everyone back at the start. That would be kind of interesting, actually. So I'm gonna do it that way, I think, because that makes sense. So the reset is over here somewhere. Let's duplicate these, I think. And I change their color, for example. Actually, no, I'm just going to get rid of first place and second place and make the third one across. So make it a big sort of thing up there that only these three can get to. Like so. Right. We need a reactor. Reset everything. So what does that look like? Right, so that's there. Let's move that up to there. And then add the things we need. So we need reactor. And we need a box collider. Now this box collider needs to be quite small on the grounds that you just have to touch this area. And it will reset everything. Cool. Okay, so that's that. So when one of them touches this, do things. Well, let's rename this. Reset block. Reactor reset everything. We need to create warp volume reset everyone. So So this is going to be really interesting. So, yeah, that's okay. So we need... Okay, we need a warp volume. The warp point is all the way at the start, which is the spawn point, basically. So I can actually grab the spawn point. Oh, that's messy though. Ah, okay. For now, I'll just do the spawn point. Later, I'll probably do it so each section spawns in different sections, so it just cleans that up. Because otherwise, if there's like... If we ever get 50 people playing this game, you'll have 50 people spawning at exactly the same point. I have no idea if we can handle that yet. So we'll use the rotation of that. Now, we need a box collider to do that. And this is going to be massive. Biggest spawn ever. I have no idea if one will be able to handle this very well. It also depends on how many players are involved. And because we've got those flying things, we have to sort of put that really high as well. I also don't know if like making this appear. Actually, what I could do is animate this. So it sort of slowly goes back. That's actually cool. I like that idea. But this is a collider, so I actually have to animate the collider itself. So that's an interesting thing. So that is a thing that I could do. So I'm going to do that because I think that's actually much better. And kind of interesting to watch. if you're like one of the first places, you'll probably like, want to watch that. So let's do that. So let's grab that now. Move it all the way to the back here. And we actually want that sort of smaller there. Yep, which is what we want to do. Okay. And we want to... animate this from idle. So we're going to actually put this over here. Yeah, that's the idle. Okay, animation. Let's do that. Create. Reset blocks. Reset box. That'll do. Position is that. We're also going to do sort of this. So a bit of that, bit of that, bit of that, bit of that, bit of that. So those are all animated, which is good. So that's that. And then we want a reset box wipe. Feels so powerful. Wipe, because it sounds cool. All right. So we're gonna go from there to sort of. Now, once again, we have to sort of animate the box collider because that's what's happening. So we need to put this kind of here to start. And then just really quickly-ish scale it up. Actually, I actually want to reset the winners as well, so that's kind of cool. Way too slow. Ah. It's not too bad. Like if you're watching, that would be pretty funny. Maybe a little faster. 15 seconds. And then if you're the winner, you can watch it, see it all happen, and then eventually you get wiped as well. And then everyone starts. Okay. Now the other thing we need to do with that one, so once we stop that is not a loop. So reset box wipe, play it once, and then once we go to this one, we have our 2. So the parameter can be a Boolean. Yeah, Boolean. Wipe. That has a time. This happens whenever wipe is true and wipe is false. So back to here. I would like to go there, please. There we go. So the reactor, this one, on enter, start wipe. Set this object wipe parameter, which is a Boolean, to true. This is not local. Nope, this is everyone. Yep. And then we kind of need another one at the start. Maybe. Yeah. Reset. Start. So reset everyone, wipe Boolean to false. And we need to put that somewhere. So when everyone sort of spawns again, we can do that. So top view, box, let's say they just all do that. How can we do that? Maybe this for now, I guess. So when people run into it, it resets. And then... yeah. We'll give that a shot. Okay. Alright. We'll give this a shot. Then I probably should call it 2-hour session, 3 more sections, and a finish line. So it's alright. This one works. This one, nope. This one works. That one, nope. This one works. Do I want to go to the other side? No, I'm going to leave that secret. Ooh. How do I not how do I not know this? I've done this so many times and I still don't know it. Are you kidding me? It's ridiculous. There we go. Close. Okay. Ah! Yep, cool. Ah! No! Can I just make it to the... Oh, no! Okay, can I... Ooh, can I? Actually, I gotta make sure of that. Ooh. Okay, that's good. Nope. We do have to make it to the last one, so that's not bad. Maybe this one. It can be done. I've done it. Maybe this one. This one. This one. Yeah, I think the speed's too slow and it throws you too high. So unfortunately, like with the 100 degrees thing, we need to sort of figure out if we can fix that, because that is problematic. Probably. Ah. Okay, try this. Ah! I think I have to make it so it's not as far. There we go. Okay. I didn't put a thing in there. Oh no! Okay. Alright. I might put this live and get some people in here. How does that work? Anyone want to come and join me? Give me a second. Where can I put this? Great, new space. Fall Guys inspired. Fallout guys. Education. We've got playable files. Let's grab these in. Okay, let me see. We need... Close that. Get some dancing going while I get the house thing out. And share. Okay, this is going to go in the... Where do we want to put it? General chat? General chat. Alright. So I need to do the thing that resets every time. And I do want to go... I've got the model there, but like it's a bit of work. So I kind of want to animate it so every 5 minutes it sort of goes in. Hello. I should actually do that. I'll do that at some point. Okay. Come line up. I went away. It's in the general link on the Discord. Actually, I will also put it here, because that would actually make sense. I forgot that's the thing I can do. Oh. Okay, ready? Hi, Vega, how's it going? Okay, ready? Any more? Okay, ready? On the line. Everyone get on the line. Set. 3, 2, 1, go. Ah. What? How do you... Really? He's better than I am. Ooh, that was close. Oh, I didn't set the things that is trigger. Damn right. I'm the winner though, so there's that. It's kind of fun watching you guys fly. That's kind of interesting. Ah, why am I moving? That's weird. Oh, I think the collider's kind of... interesting. I have to reset the triggers so it tests the thing. So hang on, I'm gonna upload a new thing. I don't know how that's gonna work with the load, so that's kind of fine. So every single time I forget. So let's do that. Assets finish first place. Nope, these ones. Nope, not that one. Ah, whoops. First place. Yeah, there we go. Is trigger. Is trigger. Is trigger. Okay. Okay, that should work. Any other changes while we're at it? How did you... I want to know how you got that trigger thing. Like, did you, like, have you been watching? Have you been paying attention more than I have? That bothered me somewhat. Okay. So, build this. I want to try that finish line thing. Nope. How big is it? So, as it stands, the whole space is 450k. New. Yes. Need to do quite, like, a lot of cleaning up. This is purely block out at this point. But we have a new place to check out. So, you mean they're too close to the edge, so they should be spawned back a bit? Spawn, move back. Also, spawn, warp every section. There's one section that was missing, so I'll have to do that. Alright, let's see about the... Yeah. Yeah, they are a bit close. Very close. Look at this one. Yeah. Oh! Oh no, that's the start! Gotta get that one in there. Ah! Go, go, go. Go, go, go. There we go. Ooh. Ooh, that works. Oh, no. Cool. Not gonna make it, not gonna make it. Ah, yeah. I gotta fix that one. There we go. I do. The second link. Is it the same? Oh, you might have to refresh it, actually. Which cubes? Hang on. Yeah, no. There's two links on the thing. I'll put it. I'll update the thread. Yeah. So that should work now. Yeah, cool. Bridge made of cubes. Ah, the tiles. Right. So moving cubes down. So ideally, I wanted to sort of do it so they broke and then disappeared. So I did an animation that did that. Eventually also, I kind of want to make it so, well, they go down, but then they disappear, and I didn't do that. So, I agree. Need some cleaning up on that. Yay! I'm the winner. I don't know if anyone was in here. I can't get back. Oh no, I think the thing comes and gets me as well. I can't see if that actually works. So that's interesting. But second place. Ah, that's always the first place. That doesn't change. Ah, because I didn't change the reactor. Okay, that's why. So that makes sense. So do you mean the puzzle? Like, puzzle is a puzzle? The one where you have to go in a certain path? I could also, like, depends on the style. Like, there's a lot of stuff with style. So if I made it like a laser, kind of neon glitch space, then I could have it so it sort of, like, blinks and then disappears. So there's a lot of options. Ice would be kind of cool, so it would melt. There's a lot of different visual things that I could use. Yeah, I wish the fans worked a little bit better. It's a bit of a tricky one. I can't get out at first. Oh, there we go. Oh no, it's at the start again. Oh well. Okay, let's go. How does everyone know the other side tiles? Because I don't. At all. I'm better on the other side. Are they just jumping? That's cheating. Yeah, there's definitely a tactic to the fans. Like, you jump on the first one so you don't get so high, so you don't lose a lot of it. Like, your energy, or distance, or whatever you want to call it. Like so. Yay. Yay. Well done. Nice. Okay. Yeah, those tiles are getting really messed up. That's interesting. Okay, so the last thing I need to do is, and I shouldn't, but I'm gonna. When I go to the finish line, cheers. It definitely needs cleaning up, of course, but it's definitely an interesting proof of concept. And these are relatively, like, you can clean them up pretty easily. So yeah, it's just a bit of refinement, figuring out the best ways to go about it. And it's just kind of interesting. But I do want to figure out this first place situation. So those are the warps. These are the actual warps. So when... Yeah. So we need 3 reactors, I guess. Yeah, that's the reset. I don't think that actually worked, though. Yeah, not too sure. What I could do... one thing I've found that's quite useful is if you have an animation... So reset... No. Reset block, like this one. You can put a mesh... I think a mesh renderer on it. So like this, I think. And then if you go shaded... Ah, that's the collider, sorry. So let's remove that. Let's copy that. And then remove that. And put this on the actual collider. So paste component as new. Do I have materials? I don't have any materials. Okay, remove that one. I'll just add cube. Remove the collider because I just want to see it. And we sort of want to do that. So you can use cube filter, mesh filter. That's the one. Actually, let's just copy this. Copy, paste as new. Yeah, it doesn't work as well. No, we'll get that out. So yeah, you can put a mesh on it, take off the collider so you can sort of see what it's doing. Maybe put transparency or something on it. So that's pretty cool. So there's that. But for now, we actually just want the first place, second place, and stuff. So that's this one. It was better with the wireframe, so I can see that easier. So when I run into that... Oh, let's put the reactor here. That's how it can do it. That's a good way to do it. Okay, so create empty up the top. Reactor. to second. To second. Once again, put a reactor on. There we go. Box collider. There. And let's just put that at the top. So theory is, I'm not actually sure because teleporting may not trigger reactors. So put that there. But basically, when I enter that, we want to change go to second place. Set the warp parameter finish. Can I call it finish? Let's have a look. Yep, finish. Go to second, set the warp finish int. We actually do want to do addition, so +1. Yeah, that's it. So you can see that. We need to move that to there. So as soon as I touch that, change the warp to 2. So it starts at 1. So I very rarely edit this parameter here, but in this case I'm doing it because it makes a bit more logical. So first place goes to second place, third place, etc., etc. So then we do that again. Go to third. I might put like colliders around these to sort of make sure people don't suck. And that's one big thing in a lot of spaces. Like when you're doing game development, you always have to consider that a lot of people aren't that nice. So you have to consider, okay, some people will get first and then jump, reset, and do that for everyone. So, like, there's certainly elements that we can play or tweak or modify in order to tweak that. Now, note, so go to second, warps, yep. Go to third. Warp parameter +1. Now it's actually the same one, and every time it's +1, I could actually make it much bigger. So I'm gonna leave it in this stage though, but that would. But this one I'm gonna use to set finish int to 4, and the reset reactor. That's later. Reset this one. So I'm going to add 2 things on this. So reset start. Reset finish I think is better actually. So I'm hoping this might work. Set warps finish int to 1. So not 0 because it starts at 1. So yeah, that's the reset. Maybe. Okay, so that's the theory with the finish line. So we'll see how that goes. So I'll post that up in a sec. I just want to get to this one as well. So start wipe, set to everyone. I'm going to make that a bit bigger, maybe. Just to make sure. So anyone who touches that will start the wipe. Everyone. Animator. Yeah. Might work. Let's find out. Okay, what are the other things? So, the cube's down to destroy. I could maybe even do that. So let's do that as a loop. So this one, animated, tile break. So it goes down, but doesn't delete. So let's add that. So why doesn't that do it? Active, like that, right? Oh, no. Okay. Ah, because it's the wrong tile, that's why. So break. Off. That is on. Disappear. Okay, cool. Done. Now I have to make sure that that is overridden, so I've done some animation there, I think. So apply all, so that should be good. Alright. So it eventually just gets destroyed, so there's that. Yep, that's fast. So that works. What else we got? I think we're good. I think this works. Save this. Playground, and let's upload this one as well, and that'll be it. Maybe. Didn't know if I deleted the last one, so I'm going to make sure that it actually updates. Okay. Matt says there's no crown. I could do a little hovering crown above first place, so that's like clear that they're the winner sort of thing. So that might be cool. A good visual thing. All right, we have a new build. I do not know if this will work, but let's host a hangout. I'm going to overdo all, what do you call it? So put that one there, and also I'm going to update the one in the general. So rather than keep posting the same thing, I'm just going to do the latest version. So that should work. That said, I am going to wait here for people to come in. So... Alrighty. No one's coming in? Really? Fine, I'm going to play by myself then. Not that one? Okay. Ah, you can actually do it that way. Interesting. Okay. Ah. Go. I've got to do the switch. I'll have to do that. There we go. Nope, not gonna make that. Yes. Can we? Yes, we can. Uh-oh. Oh no, I forgot about that too. Okay. Fans. Warp volume. Gonna need that one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that. I'm gonna probably make it like you can't jump. Might be the way to go, I think. Haha. Oh boy. Okay. First place. Okay, that's cool. Now let's see if we go to second place. Second place. Excellent. Go to third place. Third place. Excellent. And then nothing. Sweet. So places work. And can I get this one? Yes, I can. Okay, that works. So, slightly further, we have a track, I guess. Oh, so that actually works. Okay, interesting. But as always, I didn't put is trigger on. I think reset. No. Enter. Warp volume. Reset everyone. That's it. That needs to be an is trigger. Okay. So save that. I'm gonna do the things that I keep forgetting to do. You know. So, what do we got? Disk finished. No things in there. Fan section. OC in there. Cool. We need that. We need to duplicate that. We need to put it into the disk section. Warp volumes. Cool. Move those out a bit. Warp volumes. Move those out a bit. We also need to move them up. Actually, let's just move that here. Okay. Make sure they spawn at the right place. Further back. The fans are the other one, so let's grab those. Move them to maybe there. Cool. Are there any other ones that we should probably... Maybe a little further back there. Tiles also. A little further back, that's less of a problem. I am going to make it so you can't jump at all. Jump height. 0? Take that. Save. Okay. What do we do? Spawn move back. Done. Every section. Done. Fans warp volume. Done. Okay. I think that is it. What I might do the warp, the reset block to animate much faster. So that's the reset box, that's the wipe. So let's go 10 seconds, I think. Yeah, cool. Save. This is it. This is done for today. Hide that. We need our preview. Put that up. Upload. Less than 500k. Alrighty. Let's update. Where was it? General, I think. So edit that. And if anyone wants it, latest space has been updated. Cool. Alright. Let's do one more run. See how we go before we wrap it up. Yeah. So you can jump. So that's an interesting one for 0. I think we need to set it so like you can't jump at all. That said, I don't think you can jump anymore. So that's maybe a good thing. Okay. This one's a bit tricky. Nope. Can I get it? Can I get it? Can I get it? Yes. Whew. Okay. First place. Pew. Yeah. Second place. Yeah. Third. What? Where's third place? Maybe it triggered anyway. Okay, so we're going to try this one. And see if I get reset. In less than 10 seconds. Excellent. Now the other thing I would do, the last thing I would do basically... Ooh, I haven't reset the volume, so that's going to keep resetting me. So that's interesting. But yeah, so definitely close. Definitely closing to a full thing. There's a couple of other things that I could add. And I might do that over the week, perhaps. And then maybe we could start looking at maybe making it look cool somehow. So that might be the next goal. Okay, so thanks all for jumping in. I hope you had fun. Thanks for testing. That was very useful. And yeah, hopefully we can sort of push this a little bit further, clean it up a couple of things. And the thing is, like, this is taking things from a very, what would you call it? A Fall Guys approach. And Fall Guys has, like, proper physics, and you can grab people, and they're smaller. So certain things won't translate as well because we don't have physics, and we don't, like, being smaller actually makes a big difference in some of the things. So there's that. So of course you could apply a lot of the ideas that we've had here to a more Mona-based space. This was just like an easy direction for how do we use reactor in interesting ways, how do we use PPVs, how do we use warp volumes, how do you create a space that sort of, how would you say it, creates a race dynamic that is more fair. So I need to put the starting point as well. So if you have a bunch of people, people don't start late. Everyone starts at the same time, very similar to what Fall Guys does. So yeah, there's definitely ways we can push this even further, and I'll be looking at that. But that takes a little bit longer. Like if you're starting to play test and figure stuff out, it's very much try something, test it, doesn't work, move again. So those sort of things do take a fair bit of time. So I probably won't do that on stream because I just wanted to focus on the tools to create these. The play testing that's all the time again, trying to get the best experience for these sort of things. So that's kind of that approach. That said, if I come up with any really interesting ideas, I might be able to do them with like a tutorial. Eventually, I'm going to start getting into sort of more advanced reactor tutorials. So there's a lot of scope there. But we have some other secrets up our sleeves that will be coming out very soon. So been working on that, which I'm very excited about sharing with everyone. So that'll be fun. So yeah, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks all again, and happy building.